Hi everyone, this is just a quick video on how to connect a Mitsubishi genuine Magna / Verada electric aerial into a TJ series Magna, executive in this case. So this car obviously did not come with an electric aerial amongst other things, but it is relatively easy to wire one in. So if I start with the aerial, it comes with this 3-pin plug, and because there's no existing wiring for an aerial, there's no provision for it in this car, I've cut that away. I can't use it. So what we've got here is we've got black, which is ground, yellow with red stripe, which is power, and then we've got a solid green, which is the trigger wire. Coming over to the wiring harness, the trigger wire connects to the back of the, in this case it's a Pioneer head unit, which is pretty standard. The color coding is a blue with a white stripe. There's a grounding point here for the purpose of this video, but I will ground it properly, most likely at the back of the car somewhere. See it, there's just a nut down there. You can see there's a couple of other things grounded there. And then we've got the power. So there's two ways to connect the aerial to power. One is the red wire here, which is the ignition. The only problem with this one is that it will extend when there is ignition, but it won't retract unless you actually have the radio powered off via the head unit. And I'd rather not have to turn the radio off every time I exit the car for the aerial to retract. I'd rather just do it when I turn off the ignition. So in order for that to happen, you need to connect to the yellow wire here, which is constant power. So I'll just give you a quick demo. I've only got two hands, so it might be a bit tricky. All right. Just turn the ignition on. Try to get some power. There we go. And I'll just turn the ignition off. Ground it again. It's a bit stuttery because I haven't grounded it properly, but there you go. Okay, in terms of routing the wiring to the back or front of the car, depending on what way you want to go, I used household electrical wire. So you can see the white wire here. Given that there's 3 wires for this connection, it just made sense to use household electrical wiring. It's insulated and it's obviously easier to pass it through the car. So we'll just go down there. Beneath the center console, you will need to loosen this so you can lift it up. Beneath the transmission tunnel and out there. And then if we come back here, I'll just lift this out the way. And you can see it passes through to the back left corner of the car. Comes out there. Alright, and so we've got the aerial in position using the mounting plate there. It came with some nuts, but only for one side, so I actually just used my own. So there's just nuts and washers, and because it's a factory aerial, it all fits perfectly. And then there's the antenna wire connected there. And then we've got the drain hose, which if I show you is there. There's a grommet there which you just remove and replace it with the drain hose grommet. And then on the top. So yeah, fairly straightforward. One thing I will clarify quickly is that connecting the aerial to the yellow wire, which is the constant power, does not mean that for it to retract the car needs to be off. So I'll just demonstrate now. You can actually switch it off manually by turning off the radio if you, for whatever reason, need to retract the aerial for a car wash or whatever the case may be. So you can see there now it's extended, and just power off, and it's retracting, and I've still got ignition, so it doesn't affect it. Okay, yeah, so I'll basically put the car back together. Leave a comment below with any questions or feedback. I'll leave the wiring diagram in the description for both the Pioneer head unit and standard Mitsubishi, so they're pretty much the same color coding. And yeah, thanks for watching. Cheers.